What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and I'm going to be doing a Blackluster Soldier deck profile. So I'm really excited this week guys, because this deck summons out one of the game's original boss monsters, the Blackluster Soldier, and a bunch of its amazing forms. This deck is also super fun to be able to play, because you can summon out all sorts of insanely powerful chaos monsters to help you go in for games. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like in your name script during a single video, getting a signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron, along with test hands. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing two copies of Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier, which is a really awesome boss monster for the deck that has the ability that you can ritual summon this card with Super Soldier Ritual. And if this card destroys an opponent's monster at battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack in the graveyard, which helps you do a little extra damage, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of the original Blackluster Soldier, and the reason we're playing a single copy of this card is because your copies of Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier can only be special summoned once per turn. So you play a single copy of the original Blackluster Soldier because if you can ritual summon two monsters, you're going to ritual summon two monsters. We then play two copies of Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the Beginning, which is a crazy powerful card still to this day, with the ability that it must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing both a light and a dark monster from your graveyard, and has two really insane effects that you can use either or per turn. You can target a monster on the field and banish that target face up, but this card can't attack the turn you activate that effect. Or during the damage step, if this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it can make a second attack in a row, which is a really awesome effect to help you go in for game. We then play a single copy of the Chaos Creator, which is a really cool boss monster in the deck as well that can help you recycle some of your cards, with the ability that it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing a light and a dark monster from your graveyard. And if you control this card that was special summoned from your hand, then you can target 3 banished monsters with different names, special summon one of them, and place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order, which is a really good effect to help you recycle some of your banished cards. We then play a single copy of Chaos Valkyria. Chaos Valkyria is a good one-of in this deck to help you get an additional monster on your side of the field by just banishing a light or a dark monster from your graveyard. We then play a single copy of Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and a single copy of White Dragon Wyvern Buster. These are two really good chaos cards that you can summon in the deck that basically you just have to banish a light or a dark monster to summon out them to your side of the field, and they search each other when they leave the field, which is a really good effect to just give you more monsters. We then play 3 copies of Neospatian Connector, which is a really good normal summon in the deck that has the ability that when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon out a Neospatian or an Elemental Hero Neos from your hand or deck in defense position, but we're always going to be summoning out our copy of Neospatian Aqua Dolphin, which is a really good card to help us go in for our Isolde plays in this deck. We then play 3 copies of Blue Mountain Butterspy. Blue Mountain Butterspy is a really good 3-up that can special summon itself out to your side of the field with the ability that it cannot be normal summoned or set, and when you normal summon a warrior monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is a really good effect to be able to just get you an additional monster on your side of the field that's also a dark monster to help you go over your copy of Isolde. We then play a single copy of Photon Thrasher. Photon Thrasher is a good Cyber Dragonish monster that has the ability that while you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is a really good effect just to get this monster on your side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Evening Twilight Night. Evening Twilight Night is a really good card to ritual summon out your copy of your Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier or your original Blackluster Soldier, because it gives those monsters bonus effects when this card is used as a material. Because a Blackluster Soldier monster ritual summon using this card gains these effects that once per turn you can target a monster that your opponent controls and banish it, and once per turn you can banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand face down until the end of the opponent's next end phase. And if this card is banished from your graveyard, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand, which is a really good effect to be able to get you additional searches. We then play 3 copies of the Beginning Night. Beginning Night is a really good 3-of as well that basically is just like your copy of Evening Twilight, that if a ritual monster, if you ritual summon a Blackluster Soldier monster, it gets bonus effects that once per turn you can target a monster your opponent controls and and banish it, and when this card destroys an opponent's monster at battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can activate this effect that this card can make a second attack in a row. And this card also has the ability that when this card is banished, you can add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, which is a pretty good effect to be able to use with your chaos monsters, because this card is a light monster and Evening Twilight is a dark monster. We then play a single copy of Super Soldier Soul, which is a really good card to summon off your copy of Azul. It's just a really good one of this deck that you can send a Blackluster Soldier monster from your hand to the graveyard, and until your opponent's next end phase, this card's attack becomes 3000 and this card's name becomes Blackluster Soldier. And you manage this card from your graveyard to add a Beginning Night or an Evening Twilight Night from your deck to your hand, which is a pretty good effect. We then play a single copy of Renauld, and for Noble Knight, Renauld is a really good one of the deck to work with your copy of Azul, because you can use Azul to send an equip spell to the graveyard like your copy of your Living Fossil, to be able to then search out the copy of Living Fossil by summoning out the Renauld and grabbing it back with its effect, which is a really awesome combo. We then play a single copy of Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. This card is a really good one of the deck to give you some follow-up plays for the next turn, which is really good to search this card off your copy of Azul. It's super easy to summon, and it's a really good card because it's also a walking negate. It's really easy to summon because it has the ability you can banish an equip spell from your field or graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. And at the start of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can send you can equip one face-up monster on the field to this card, maximum 1, as an equip spell that gives this card 500 attack points. And when a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send one face-up equip card that you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it, which is really good because it actually generates its own equip spells, which is really, really cool. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Rhoda. Rhoda is just really good in the deck to be able to grab out your warrior monsters directly from your deck to your hand, so you can start going in for some really awesome plays. We play a single copy of Foolish Burial because we are playing a chaos deck, so you might need a light or a dark monster in the graveyard to start your plays, so this card can get you the exact card that you need in your graveyard when you need it. We play a single copy of Terraforming Detour, copy of Gateway to Chaos, which is a really good searcher for the deck. So basically Terraforming is the searcher for the searcher, which is really cool. We play a single copy of Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing is a really good card in the deck because it's super easy to put 2 level 4s on your side of the field to help you make your copy of Utopia double, to be able to detach a material, search Double or Nothing, summon out a Utopia on top of the Utopia double. It comes out at 5,000 attack points. You can then swing at the opponent, detach a material from the Utopia to negate the attack, and then once you do, drop Double or Nothing and go back in for 10,000 attack points. And if you're attacking into a monster that has 2,000 or less attack points, you're usually gonna win, which is really, really cool. We then play 3 copies of Chaos Space. Chaos Space is a really good 3 of in the deck that lets us search out a bunch of different monsters, because you can send a light or a dark monster from your hand to the graveyard to add a light or a dark monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand with a level between 4 and 8 and with a different attribute than the monster that you discarded, which is a really good effect to be able to grab one of our chaos monsters directly from our deck to our hand. This card also helps you recycle cards because you can banish this card from your graveyard and then target one of your banished light or dark monsters that it cannot be normal summoned or set and place that monster on the bottom of the deck and then draw a card, which is really good to be able to recycle some of our monsters. We then play 3 copies of Gateway to Chaos. Gateway to Chaos is a really cool card because when this card is activated, you can add a Blackluster Soldier ritual monster from your deck to your hand. And each time a monster card is sent from your hand or field to the graveyard, you can place a spell counter on this card, and for each of those monster or each of the cards sent, maximum 6. And then once per turn, you can remove 6 counters from this card to add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, which helps us get our ritual spells to summon out Blackluster Soldier. We then play a single copy of Super Soldier Ritual. This is just a good one of in the deck to be able to summon it out to your side of the field, which is really, really nice. But the one that we're going to be using all the time is our Super Soldier Synthesis, which is a crazy powerful ritual spell that this card can be used to ritual summon any Blackluster Soldier ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. And you must also send 1 light and 1 dark monster from your hand and 1 from your deck to the graveyard whose total level equal exactly 8. So you're usually going to use your copy of your Evening Twilight Knight and your Beginning Knight to actually summon out your copies of your Blackluster Soldier ritual monsters. We then play a single copy of Living Fossil, which is just a really good monster reborn that you can get back from the graveyard off your copy of Renald when you summon Renald off your copy of Izol, which is really good to help you go in for a copy of Appaloosa, but it's just a really good play with this card. We then play a single copy of Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, because this card comes in very handy just in case you draw into your copy of Living Fossil and you have an additional card in your deck to go in for your copy of Isolde. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, which is a really awesome monster to be able to play in this deck, and it's super easy to summon because it just takes 3 monsters with different names to summon this card. And if this card is link summoned using a level 7 or higher monsters as material, then your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and also it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And when this card destroys an opponent's monster in battle, you can activate one of these effects to either boost this card up by 1500 attack points permanently. This card can make a second attack during that battle phase of the next turn, or banish a card from the field, which is really cool because it doesn't target. Usually I use the banish the card from the field because it doesn't target effect, which is one of its most powerful effects. We then play a single copy of Access Code because it's a really good card to be able to make in the deck to be able to pop cards on the field. You can play Borreload Dragon or a copy of Boral Sword Dragon in the deck if you're looking for a little bit more budget of an option for either one of these cards. Play a single copy of Appaloosa because it's just super easy to make in this deck to give us multiple monster negates on the field. It's really easy to make a copy of Isolde, summon Renald to your side of the field, link the Renald for a copy of Linkuriboh after you've grabbed back your copy of Living Fossil, activate Living Fossil to bring back the Renald, and make a 3 material copy of Appaloosa on the field, which is really cool, off of 2 warrior monsters. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Unicorn to spin stuff, Phoenix to pop spells and traps. I play a single copy of Pentastag. Pentastag is a really good one-of in the deck because it gives the monster that is pointing to piercing damage, which is really cool. Just a single copy of Isolde because this card helps us out a lot in the deck, but you only need a single copy of this card. It works with all of our warrior monsters, which is why we play this card as a one-of, because if this card is link summoned, you can add a warrior monster from your deck to your hand, but for the rest of the turn, you cannot normal summon or set or special summon monsters with that card's name, nor activate their effects, which is totally fine because we usually were summoning out the Immortal Phoenix Gearfrid to add that card to hand off your copy of your Isolde to give us a follow-up play during the next turn, and we're summoning out our copy of Renald to our side of the field and sending Living Fossil because Renald can grab back the Living Fossil from the graveyard, which is really good. We then play a single copy of IP Masquerena so we can go into a copy of Unicorn during the opponent's turn to be able to spin stuff, which is just a really good play. One copy of the Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, which is just a really good card to make on your side of the field with both of your copies of your Black Dragon and White Dragon, and it's super easy to make because we play a single copy of Striker Dragon, which will actually let us search from our deck to our hand the card that we don't have between the Black and the White Dragon, which is really cool because you basically summon out either the Black or the White Dragon to your field, link them for a copy of Striker Dragon, and then they will let you search the other one that you didn't link away, and then summon out that one to your side of the field, and then link Striker Dragon plus the one that you just summoned into the Hieratic Seal, which gives us a bounce on the field, which is really good. We then play a single copy of Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is just a really good card in the deck to be able to make with your copy of Renald, so you have an additional card to bring back from the graveyard off your copy of Living Fossil, which will be the Renald that you linked away for the copy of Linkuriboh. You play a single copy of Salamangreat Alamirage, which is just a really good card to make in this deck. One copy of Utopia Double, because it's really easy to make an OTK the opponent with this card, because all you have to do is detach a material, add double or nothing from deck to hand, make a copy of Utopia on top of Utopia Double, swing at the opponent, detach a material, and then when you detach a material, drop double or nothing and attack again for 10,000 attack points, because the Utopia came out with 5,000 attack points originally, which is really good to OTK the opponent. We then play a single copy of Number 60. Number 60 just doubles the attack with monster. Let's just draw 2 and discard 1, or bring back a monster from the graveyard, which is a really good effect in this deck to be able to get the exact cards that you need when you need them. You can play Utopia the Lightning if you want to play it over this card, which is a total option for you guys, just in case you draw into the copy of Double or Nothing, but it's totally up to you guys what you want to play. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's a super fun deck to be able to play with. If you guys have never played with Blackluster Soldier, you definitely should, because it's really, really fun to be able to ritual summon out your copies of Super Soldier and even the original Blackluster Soldier. But it's just such a fun deck to play. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell and there so you can come part of notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.